which controls here are doing a bunch of work for you? Like, what could you not live without?
I guess those dials, because those are actually magic dials. And I think I got a video about this. Is when I assign one button, one foot switch controller to go to the next speed dial, and each item on this speed dial do a bunch of things for me. For example, the first one is just reset. It resets everything and it clears everything, but it also, let me mute this. But it also set the proper position for all the settings. I don't know, reverb, overdrive, etc. Then the next step is recording the first loop. Next step is stop recording the first loop and bring in some delay just for the first loop, just for the recorded loops, etc., etc., etc. So I like script the whole song, the whole performance, with all the effects for the loops, all the effects for input guitar, um, and even bringing some effects gradually, like filter. I really like to bring the filter really slowly. And then I assign my floor MIDI foot switch to go through them one by one whenever I want. And yeah, it just makes my life so easy on stage. I can show you how it works. So, and I need just one tap before the song, before playing the song. So I just choose this button, and now yeah, and now I can just tap on one single button, and now it's waiting for me to, yeah, it works for the like threshold. It's waiting for me to hit the first kick.
Yeah.
And you can see that it slowly introduces delay just for this loop. And then oops, sorry, I forget what I supposed to do next, but I got save button. I just assigned for the same MIDI controller. I assigned reset when I hold it, and I'm
Ah,
safe
good.
to start it all over again.
Yeah.
So the second loop is recorded. So I don't have to think about what to do next. Everything is pre-programmed for me. And I got those buttons. So, for example, I got this button like teardrop, and now it goes through this dial, which is already everything scripted for the teardrop version of teardrop. How to say my version of teardrop? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but sometimes it's like really simple things. For example, for this song, which called Clink, again, I got all the dials for this song, all the effects, and just the same single button on the floor. Now it's freezer, which just freeze one note for me in the beginning of the song. So I just play G, I guess it's G, and it's there. And then but at the same time, if I'd like to change something during performance, I still got the access to the foot switches that are not changing through the changing those controllers. So I still got the access to my,
Right.
for example, reverb or extra reverb or extra delay. Because to be honest, I use this phraser just for one song, just for this one song. So uh, I don't want to occupy dedicated foot switch just for one song. And it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's oftentimes it's a problem for guitar players because you bought the pedal, you really like how it sounds, but you use it just for one song, um, and it's stupid to keep it just for one song. Kinda stupid, but you'd like to.
Yeah. Well, it costs a lot of space. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
space, extra power, extra
Yeah.
weight. Uh, but here it's one song. Okay, no worries. Just one little plugin, and then I switch control MIDI controller or controller profile, and here we are.
How do you keep it all reliable enough that you don't have to think about it? Is there anything that's been not reliable for you?
Um, just me. I forget USB cable one time.
So the problem is the meat.
Yeah, human factor.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm trying just to check and recheck. And before the show, to be honest, YouTube channel helps a lot because I record a lot of jumps, and during those jumps, I'm like, it's just the same. I connect everything the same way that I do on the stage. That's why I just got a lot of home checks, and when I go on the stage, it's already
Battle tested.
yeah, and now I just found the way to power it all uh, off of the power bank. So
Right.
I don't even need any power on the stage. So there's no power issues. Yeah.
Before we move on to other things, is there anything else in your template or in your mixer that is worth taking us through? Or do you think we've covered it?
Interesting thing that in the beginning I thought that I need like 10, 20, 20 loops. But nowadays, I think that I'm good just with 4. But some loops, for example, this one is set for 1 beat all the time. So, for example, I can record something like this, and here I can record shaker, and it will be perfectly quantized. But I don't have to record the whole bar. I can record just 1 beat, and
Right.
not sure if you can hear it, but it's there. Oh, sorry, I forget about filter.
Yeah.
And or it can be any other sound. And I can run it through delay, just this one. And delay might be a bit more interesting. And is just for this loop.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. Very fast and easy.
Yeah, and the idea is that you can apply all those settings like speed, rate, reverse, just for some particular loop. And it's great that it might be even quantized, because behind this reverse button I got quantization. So it sounds really musical when I do it on the
Yeah.
fly. So I can again.
Cool.
And again, I can send this reversed loop to any bass channels I created previously, like all the delays. And filter it before sending. And what I really like about the bass channels, that when I stop this loop, I still got all these beautiful tails. Yeah. And what's interesting is this knob, which I'm not sure that you can hear it now, but let me record something a bit more intensive. So it creates all those variations, and they are different each time, because I send it to this. No, actually, I forget which one I'm using. Yeah, to this plugin, to this bass channel, and it's like extra. I got it on top of my dry loop. It's called Fraser, and it creates all those glitching, stuttering, and it like reset the whole thing with each bar, and it goes to delay after it. So it's really, what I find about looping is it's really great to have options to make variations on the loops you've recorded. So so it won't be so static and repetitive. Yeah, and using filters instead of the volume is also great, because again you can have like something simple. You can have even simple chords. And it's already sound full. You can jam on top of that. But if you'd like to have some space, you can just filter. And it immediately much more air and place to breathe. But when you'd like to kick in, you can just introduce it back. And again, what's beautiful is that I assigned this filter for quantization. So when I double tap on this knob, it goes back to default position on the beat. So I can double tap and start playing. And again, I got just 2 loops, but I can apply those filter for the rhythm, and again, it will be a bit different.
So much fun.